Okay, okay. Hey, how we doing there, people? How we doing? Happy 4th of July to you. Nissan. Uh, we're just getting out here right now because I had to finally get up out that house and everything. Okay? Get into the sunshine before the whole day slips by. The last couple of days have been slipping. Oh my goodness, I'm not gonna say slipping. Slipping is like going, side to side slow, somewhat, you know what I'm saying? But this has been actually picked up, it's really speeding pretty fucking fast. Pretty fast, And so I had to go ahead and get out here today and get out here in some of the sunshine to go ahead and thank each and every one of you once again, okay? Because I feel every single thing that you're going through, and I think you can feel some of the things I'm going through too, So we're doing this together. And again, today is that day to where this energy that's in the air, all right, the energy that's in the air, it's free, and it's on it's really high. It has some high voltage in it. Okay, high voltage or high spirits. However, one will go ahead and take that. It's basically energy. And it's up to the energy is there and everything, but the vibratory rate, the vibe, that's how everybody's body is tuned. That's up to each of us right there to see what frequencies we're going to go ahead and actually tune into. Let let it propel us, or we're going to be the propeller for it. Okay. Whatever energy we have. Matter of fact, I just had to go ahead and pose because I saw him setting up and everything. And the reason it just reminded me right now because the RoboCop car, he just went past right back right now. But as soon as I got across the street, they got them on all corners and everything. And so I knew as I was passing this one guy, he wasn't even facing my way. But I can already listen to the conversation and everything. And, how they switch combos. And he was even speaking in Spanish. And as soon as I passed him, and there was somebody right behind me too, so he had a like a hiccup because he was talking to somebody on the phone, and he had to move out of the way of the guy that was behind me and everything because he got a little bit close. I think he had a bicycle or something like that, or both of them had bicycles. He was on a bicycle for sure. And when I went ahead past him, I just turned around and threw up the peace sign and everything, because he was focusing the camera to go ahead and take the picture and shit. Okay. So it was like, we was right on cue. Okay. We was right on cue. So I was like, damn, this is gonna be a good day. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's up to us how this vibration. First of all, the energy is there. Simple as that. The energy is there. We know this because they would not have given 4th of July 7/4. 7/4 is Muhammad, Jesus. I mean, it's so much more and everything. But that's the reason why it's scorpionic. Okay. The stinger and everything. And I was looking to see yesterday.
How you doing?
All right, sir.
Oh, fine.
All right. I was looking to see yesterday. Oh, this was the one I had picked up. Your dog shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's even our own. We got to clean our own. Because anyways. Thanks. See, I should have just left that alone. I forgot where I was talking about right now. Anyways. Oh, it's just the vibration and everything. Oh, that's why I was talking about Scorpio. And I was looking up Scorpio and everything. because I thought for sure I knew it was a weapon, but I just thought for sure, regardless, the stinger on Scorpio, it would like he would able to or she would be able to go ahead, and she is even more vicious even than the male, because even the male when he goes ahead and lays his eggs, and I don't even think they lay them into each other, from what I understood. He goes ahead and lays the eggs, and then lets the female come over, I believe, or lays his sperm, lets a female come over, and she tucks it up, and then she has the babies, and he gets away real fast, just in case the female go ahead and sting his ass, sting him, And so, yeah. And that right there, that one is what, really got me out here too, because it took me back. See, my first wife, first wife was Scorpio, is Scorpio. It's like Sarah is a Scorpio. And see, the what do you call it, the bullseye? Okay, we got the bullseye right there on one. But to shoot the bullseye and shoot the arrow, okay, shoot the arrow right behind it. Okay, that's my grandfather's birthday on my mother's side. All right, Hilliard Humphrey, November 3rd. They have the same birthday. Whether or not it's projected or not, or whether they took it for its auspicious reasons, you know what I'm saying? That's all up to them. And some of them, and they're both, the skunk right here, that's crazy. We're sitting up here talking about scorpionic, death and everything. Scorpionic death. And we come up on a dead skunk. Right there. That's crazy. Okay, we're in the damn city right here, It's okay. I know we're going to find them all over the place, but not when you're talking about it. That's what I'm talking about. The energy. So we speak things into existence. Big time. Okay? I mean, it's the first implied lesson, a teaching, directive inside of the King James anyway. And it said, God said, let there be Anur. That's what God said, let there be Anur. Ananur. Light in Arabia. And the implied is just simply the energy in speaking into existence. Like Kuan Yin's, she tells you to, everybody knows it, but be direct with what it is that we're speaking out, what we need, what we would like to learn, what we'd like to go ahead and be well endowed in, to where we can go ahead and not just well endowed in, but utilize it, whether it be our sword, okay, or even to give life, all of that shit. So if we need that, to know that and understand that what we speak, it's not just what we think, but I kid you not, because it's not necessarily the act. Sometimes it's not the verbiage, it's the intent. It's the fucking intent, okay? And so what happens is, damn, he's talking shit. You see, he's putting his thing in motion right now. He's telling this motherfucker he's his slave for real, okay? For real. And he's sitting up here listening. I don't know if he's believing that shit, but but he was that's the world right there. That was the world. I mean, we're just speaking it and giving examples right now, and then walking past right there, we see motherfucker exercising that. He didn't just say, let there be light. He said, you're my slave. But listen to the both, because the light as they say, the Satan herself would actually come down and disguise herself as an angel of the light. Okay? So, and then they tell you what, she's got a tan, right? With Satan. They tell you she got a tan, so she's not really, really, really dark and everything. She got a tan. So you got to think, or just look at the words and everything. You know what I'm saying? Look at the word. They tell you right there. Keep it simple. And so, the reason why I was saying that too, because like I said, Scorpio, and it does not have electricity coming out. Okay, from what it says anyway. I still think it does, but then I also, yeah. Anyways, so what I was looking at was with Ane, and her name is Ananur, and Ane. Fucking A. I didn't even think about that shit right there. So Light and my ex-wife got the same first names and everything too, And then we got she shares the Virhan, with myself, with the Vir, but hers is dead in Latin. Mine is different. It's actually India Vir by pronunciation, which was brave and so forth, which is brave. Anyways, what I was looking at right there is Scorpio. And what I'm looking at, and I was talking about energy. So energy, people, game. So what we're seeing right now, and it's getting ready to get like fucking off the chain. They're really getting ready to get off the chain, and you can go ahead and ask Anne or Anne, Staubach, Kopf, whatever name she's going by now. You can ask her. She can vouch for this shit, okay? Because in the beginning, when we first had met, the first or second time we had sex, or I think it might have been the very first time was getting ready, or the second time was getting ready to have sex. And the first time, no, I think it might have been the first. No, it's the second time. Second time that we're getting ready to go have sex, I jumped in the shower because I was coming from work, and I heard all this, they have music playing, but I heard this muffling in between the music. I heard this muffling in between the music, and so I cut the water off. I've told this before, but the reason why I'm speaking it again is because this shit is it's getting ready to pop off again. We're hearing different stories, different places right now and everything. But this is coming to this little crew right here that is now up in my radar, where I can actually shoot either flowers or definitely have a light shield too, okay? Light shield. And speak these things into existence, and just go ahead and say, because I haven't been really at all wishing. I've been like, upset. Haven't even been pissed the fuck off yet. But I've been upset like a motherfucker on a lot of things. But I've never really spoke anything into existence on people, to go ahead and direct my ancestors or even myself inside of the ethereal form to go ahead and make some corrections. Make some corrections. Whether it be by disabling or, they have that phenomena with the spiritual world to where they'll never fucking forget. It's like scared straight. Scared straight. They'll never fucking forget it. They'll tell their story for fucking generations and generations and generations. And so what had happened was getting out of that, coming out the shower, she's level. She's above the bed at least 5 inches, rolling back and forth and she's lapped up like, like a mummy. Okay? Like the arms crossed. Her arms is crossed like, like you in a mummy or some shit, okay? And she's going back and forth and she's screaming. And she got tears running down her face and shit. Running down her fucking face. Tears, and she's screaming. And I look, I'm like saying, what the fuck? And what I do is I go and I jump on top of her, and then the entities let go. And she grabbed me like, I'm talking about like strong, and pulled me in, and we just started crying. And says, Devere, they were trying to get inside of me. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about as far as the energy, the intensity of it, and everything, okay? Now, at that point in time, I went through a lot of years trying to figure out what the heck that was going on. And lo and behold, that's what was my ancestors. That was my ancestors whipping her motherfucking ass up off the motherfucking damn thing, up off the bed, 4 to 5 motherfucking damn inches, if not 6, just because you got to turn, your body got to turn. You know what I'm saying? So she was even, I would say fucking 10 inches off the fucking bed. And because I went down on her too. I say at least 10 inches. Give it a foot even. Fuck it. Give it a foot. Okay? And like I said, as soon as she hit the bed, she dug into me even with her fingernails and was like holding me. Okay? And that's when, I couldn't figure it out that it was my ancestors until actually I was inside of prison. All right? That's when I figured out it was my ancestors. And this is the energy that we're talking about right now. And this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Okay? Because it's a few things happening. We're at a different point in time than what I'm speaking when I'm speaking on that. And that right there all happened in Colorado Springs. Or I'm not sorry, Inglewood, Colorado. Inglewood. All right? And matter of fact, that's where I believe Kuan Yin has said they went ahead and put this court case to go ahead and be the authoritarian over me, or just say if it's not me, she just said it out there. I'm not going to take everything, but everything was just too freaking on point. Okay, so it's conservatorship, and that was the first state where I think she was in Nebraska first, but she moved to Colorado, and everybody moved to Colorado. Younger brother Damien, and then when I got out of the military, I stayed in Vegas for a minute, and then went over there too. Matter of fact, even up she's this place where she went up and said the conservatorship was at was Greeley, and I actually had met a girl that was going to, because it's a nursing school and mostly all women. So I had to go up there by myself, okay? And so I had my little Mustang, got up in there and rolled on up there. And so all of this right here is very, 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 very in sync, in line with a lot of the things that's happened to me. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that these things have happened to, or the places that I'm talking about traveling to. And I know even at the time right now, as far as waking up, because it's just a time for a lot of people. A lot of people to understand, allow us, because we're not the people. The people is the ones receiving the Commonwealth. We're not considered the people. All right? So it's that time right now for all of us to who are supposed to be, turned on and done their shadow work and precise to whatever degree you were given, you spoke yourself to be, or put in the damn work. Simply put in the damn work. All right. And so this is that time, And this is just the beginning of it, though. But it's time to go ahead. I mean, it's time to you're turning the switch on. It's not just being clicked on. You're turning the damn switch on. You're turning the switch on. And this is the day I'm talking about. To turn the switch on, to get out here and actually realize this time sequence, because it's enigmatic in the sense of the bizarro of it is actually 13 days away. 13 days away. And that's I'm thinking no, they gave it February, they gave it July, they gave July too, because it falls on July, and it sync itself up to fall on July 17th, as the calendar on his phone say, and that's the weeping of Tammuz. All right, the weeping of Tammuz, and this is when actually historically this is Jerusalem, not Jerusalem but Jerusalem, and this is the day that even our ancestors had fucked up. It's so many things that happen on this day in history. From we gotta even examine that history, because she writes it. She writes it in a general sense. All right, and put the S on the other S on that, okay? The HISS, because this is all serpentine nature. Serpentine nature, or even snake. Just a snake. So serpents supposed to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. And we know doves are not, harmless in the sense, in the what do you call it? In the sod sense. Sod is secret sense. The dove is, is something else too. That is a lot of people have that family crest, doves and everything, and that's the reason why they have the family crest. Okay? Because they'll come and say, present some softness. All right? Present some softness present to be tender, you know, and really be on that phone and looking up Tinder, going on Tinder dates like a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Left and right, you know? And so we really do have to harness this energy even, especially between now and then, because, hey, we don't want to be breached. We do not want to be breached like the walls were, all right? The song and everything I put up there, I couldn't believe I found that either, you know, to even go ahead and give you the history, just in case you guys didn't know or don't remember, but, you know, all of those things are the reasons why everything is like the way it is today. And the fact that they are, we think that they're holidays, but they're holy days. And so, but what I've been showing you is that within each form and everything, religious form, contextual forms, even the form when we're doing, say, for instance, martial arts. If the form is no good, even the form of a regular form of letter and everything, because you don't necessarily know what the fuck you're signing, all right? If the form is no good, because you don't know who the underwriter is, you have not done your research. If the form is no good, it's because we haven't done the physical structure also to the degrees that we're called to. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm failing on that shit right there too. All right? Failing on that one too. And on everything else I'm talking about. I don't have it, but I know what I do. I have what I do know I have. All right? And that's what everybody's going to be with you. They're going to be kind of pissed off about, because you won't be able to be moved, as they say, off your square, if it's a square, or if it's on a circle, okay, a triangle. You won't be able to be moved. If you've done your work, you won't be able to be moved. And that's what the fuck they pissed off about. All right? That's why they so fucking pissed off. Pissy, whiny. I can't move him. Go get some help. Mommy. Do we not know another black witch? Or another warlock? Mommy. What did you say? I don't know how to read that spell book, Mommy. It's in Spanish, or it's in Latin, or it's in French, or it's in German, or I don't know how to read it, Mommy. So then you have to go to people that know how to read the shit. It's in the runes, Mommy. I don't know how to read it. I only know the letters. So that's what's happening. And these are people with master degrees, masters, even what they call it, vade cum laude, on in whatever field that they were, I say, trained in. They were trained to do. Not that they knew they knew directly, but they were trained to do and everything. For what? For their leaders, what do you want to call them? The ruler. Just give them a ruler. As we're talking to me, like I said, ruler. We got to measure everything. The ruler of their section of time, section of or or state or district that they're in. District. Whatever ruler, whoever the ruler is, they got to report to for whatever district. Then they had to go ahead and be versed to some degree. Even I kid you not. Even though, and I'll give you an example. My last wife, Rena, she's actually from Virginia. Her mama is. So before she went and before she went to do all of this here and everything, she went and grabbed the book, with her girlfriends at the book club. The book club. Oh, we're just going to take our vacations and it's a book club. but the thing about her, like, what she say? And she is, wow. I mean, wow. I mean, she go over it. She's pretty damn good. I mean, I've been laughing like a motherfucker. I finally can sit back and like laugh and everything too, because it is like a touche. And what's and straight in the army, straight army, army strong, Miss Mary. Oh my goodness. Bing, bing, ding, ding, ding. Because what she said today was what I was sitting up here saying, and what the ex-wife was actually doing right now, because she was getting ready to go to a different district. And what she said, she goes, those who do not know their history, right. And she said it sadly, those who do not know their history are doomed to repeat it. Okay? And it's not just theirs they had to worry about. It's just whatever the story has been said. You have to examine the stories. And so basically she was getting the book on Virginia because she was going to Virginia. And had to go ahead up underneath that district. So when she reported in to whoever she's going to be having to report into, Virginia is D.C., whole area and everything, you know what I'm saying? And lo and behold, when I opened up the book and everything, I kid you not, I turned a few pages, and I can't remember his name right now. I do have the book right. I'm gonna get the book again because I didn't get to read it. But inside the book, on June 22nd, it was some guy that fucked Virginia ass up. Fucked Virginia's ass up. And his name was mentioned, on more than a few pages. It was such an event, for a historical event. June 22nd showed up right there too. Oh my goodness gracious. I was like, wow. I took a couple of pictures and everything. And she had a lot of books that she never read. She never read. But she go out and eat. They go out and eat and everything. Like a motherfucker. Eat, sleep, and I never saw like a detective, like a course or something like that. I never saw that or anything like that. But what she would watch, and this was the thing that had got me too, what she would watch all the time was these detective movies, how people got killed. She'd fall asleep and turn back up to that shit, turn it back on. I turn the TV off, she'd turn it back on, and then go back to sleep again. I was like, wow. Until I went ahead and started sleeping in the other room. Let her go ahead and do her, and I'm going to go ahead and do me. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, we don't know our history. We're damn doomed to repeat it again. When she said that, I was like, wow. Ching, ching, ching. Yeah. And so, and that's what we're talking about today again, I guess. The energy of this day historically. Hello, Mama. The energy of this day historically. Okay? And what to do with it, how to really, it's like something to soak up and everything. You know? It's really to soak up and everything. It's not even just let it absorb you. Let it absorb you, you know? And just and flow with it. Flow with it. That's the thing, of going with the flow. Because a lot of times we go ahead and resist it, that's when we create what do you call those? How the wind might get up under the wing and everything, or drag. It might be definitely gonna have a drag and everything, you know. But underneath the wing of an aircraft, we're gonna have a different drag and everything. That because we're going against it, or even we want to turn, we're going against it, or a different way than what it's taken us. And so you're not even able to go ahead. We used no energy at that point in time. We used no energy at that point in time. We just go with it, and it takes us to where we need to go. You know, and it's bad. I mean, bad on me. Even like last time I was speaking with you guys, I was walking down, didn't know where I was at, and I found these dumbbells that I still haven't picked up yet because I came across it. I'm not going to use it as an excuse, but I did go ahead and see it, you know. As a matter of fact, Lynn, when he came back in, he took off for a while. You know. And I was even looking at that aspect of it. And it's along the same lines of what I'm saying right now. Because dragons and serpents hibernate to conserve energy, you know. Now they go ahead and say bruminin is what the they give the dragon to be mythical, okay? But the brumin, that of the hibernation, and it's the difference between brumin and hibernating for the serpent also. But it basically, in a general sense, is to go ahead and hibernate, you know, to rest, to conserve energy, you know, and even, you know, as we, you know, ruminate. Listen to the word again, brew. All right. So brew is something that we're making right now. It's in the cauldron. It's in the cauldron. We're thinking a lot of things, you know, even within the body, okay, going to different things and repairing them consciously, not just subconsciously, but consciously. And so, and that's what a snake does. It's just like the dragon. They are in every single inch of their whole body is, I guess, like the goat and everything. You know, I guess they said that when the goat is even birthed and everything, because the way that their hoofs are designed, they're able to walk within 2 or 3 days off and walk up, you know, the mountains and shit like that because of the way the hoof is. So that's what we're talking about as far as what this brewing or hibernation does, that the dragon does, and that what the serpent or the snake does. And that's what I was just in right there. And we're still in it. It's just been that season, especially on the spiritual aspect of it. On the spiritual aspect of it, you know. And it's crazy because for me, this is not normally the time. For me, this is the time everything is like, woof. I already know. I mean, we into July right now. I'm talking about, I mean, you're talking about, let's see, I go fast already. But when summertime comes up, it just speeds like really, really fast. But what happened is this. We had a pole reversal. And I did not take that into accountability. And it's not, we're supposed to, as Bruce Lee says, is that he worked out every single fucking day. Okay? He stayed ready to where you don't have to get ready. And I'm not gonna lie to you, inside of that right there in the physical aspect, I have failed on that one right there. As far as from what I started with just last month. But that's okay. Because I know what I did. And now I understand why I did it. Along with, other things that I was working on mentally, just getting through. Sometimes it's not, you're not thriving through every single thing and everything, you know what I mean? And so sometimes you just get through some things. And I did what I had to do for those times, through that time. So to get to this end right here, to this point right here, is it's pretty fucking cool. It's pretty fucking cool to go ahead and be able to explain it too. And then on top of that, see, before we get to the 7/17, right? July 17, we're gonna hit July 13th, all right? And July 13th was the actual day that belongs to that Mr. D-Day. Mr. D, that's D-Day. Mayday D-Day ain't nothing. This is D-Day right here. This is John D-Day, 13th. This is the date right here in which, but first of all, in the physical aspect, right around the corner from where she lived at, in Santa Ana, forget what street we're on and everything, but you just walk a big, long block, and we had a temple, a Buddhist temple with the address of 713 on it, all right? Right there in Santa Ana on the backside of it, next to a fire station, and they had a night outside and everything, Then, going back, a couple of years, this is the date when I went to Tanzania and I picked up the sea moss, and it was during summertime. And what they did is they shut down the electricity on a lot of things in order to make a lot of things happen, for days, this and that, and made up all kinds of shit in order to go ahead and fall on that date to where I would actually get the paperwork, okay, to get my international TIN number, and the paperwork in order to grasp, so they can go ahead and steal the money, steal the product, and everything, how everything went down. They waited to 7/13 on that. All right, 7/13 on that day and everything, which is John D. And that was in sync. The game gets deeper. That was in sync also of the day that Rena chose to go ahead and marry me, to take me up out of this, from what I thought was coming out of the fire, but into the frying pan is what it ended up being. I came out of the fire into the frying pan with marrying Rena, or Verania. Okay, Verania is a Greek goddess that we have the same beginning there also as Virhan, Verenia. Have the same, it's a lot of sames, a lot of Sams, I should say. And so this is where she, like I said, out of the fire and put into the frying pan, and she couldn't even motherfucking cook. She goes out and fucking eats. I'm not gonna even go there. But anyways, 713 before we get to 717. All right? But regardless, what I'm trying to say with you right now, share with you right now, is that today is really where one can gather the moss, gather the energy, gather one's breath even. If we stop and contemplate all this, to channel it in whatever direction or whatever agenda that we've been already set to, okay? And set is calculation. It's not no frivolous movement. It's not even about changing another damn plan. A lot of time it's sticking to the plan. It's always plan A. It's not a plan B, plan C, plan D. Because then you switch up. You just get, but it's a simple modification that one has to make, because those, first of all, our destiny is immutable. Okay? It cannot be fucking taken away. But it can be altered by fate. By fate. And fate is just really one letter off, and this is why Bruce Lee said, I does not exist. You know? Because you put fate inside, you just put one, that I inside of there, then you have faith. But see, that I, it's kind of tricky. We're just showing you that I, Ra, and in the Eye of Horus. If we look at the Eye of Horus, and we only see the horizon, and we never go for the altitude or even the depthness, then you're just coasting along the fucking surface or on the surface. You're not going deep into anything. And then Ra is just evil. It's just simply evil. Hara is the evil eye, and as I put up there also. And Ra inside of the companies is the ruling authority. And what does the ruling authority do inside of most companies and everything? They actually in tune with all of the laws that it will take to go ahead and ship the product or receive the product from a district or country that you're making business with. Okay? That you're making business with, having business with. And so that RA, ruling authority, will go ahead and then you got to still take every connotation to it, because regardless, is Ra is evil. Okay? And what happens is, that's the reason why all the judges are in, because all the judges that are in place are to make sure that everything goes to motherfucking plan. But we're not every single one, though. And that's the beauty of it, because we don't need to have a whole, see, the law is different than legalism. All right? And we're talking cosmic law, which trumps everything. Common law trumps everything. Why is that? How do we know that? Because these motherfuckers is the I shares is living off of the commonwealth, thinking their face is hidden, north face, and we've been seeing that shit the whole time. You know what I mean? And it's kind of funny. But yeah, when what's her name, Chrissy, she got back from Missy. She got back from, I think it was Christmas that she took off, because they take off 7 days after Christmas to go ahead and bring in Janice, Janice and everything. Janice or Anaj and everything is just Jan with the A. So Anaj, Jana, okay? And so these are the the heavens in which they created down here, the earth and everything, to take a spiritual aspect or connotation to it, to have one say that, hey, they're living the life, heaven on earth. You know what I mean? Living the life of heaven on earth. And yeah. And how are they doing it though? Because Janus is double-headed. Double-headed. German flag. All right? Double-headed eagle. All right? Double-headed eagle. So these things are the things that I think that one should actually focus on with the laser focus, to really hit that target, to really hit an arrow behind an arrow behind an arrow behind an arrow on whatever it is that you're doing. On whatever it is that you're doing, okay? Because everybody signed up for different things. And as I was getting ready to tell my little brothers and sisters at the time, I say, hey, when I call you, just come, all right? And no, they said, hey, they had different plans, basically. They had different plans, and it's okay. Everybody has different agendas, you know. So it is what it is. We are our own temple as we come up on the street right now. We are our own temples, and we must attend to them accordingly in order to go ahead and do what it is that we are sent down here to do. And for the most part, or I'll close it up a little bit. I know we're going here, we're almost at 52 right now. So for the most part, yeah, we went ahead and chose what it is that we do. Okay? Now, there are a lot of people, all right? A lot of people, peeps, relatives, you know what I'm saying? Cousins, you know, the blood or kinfolk, you know, bells, southern bells, or northern hidden face. Those are the northern hidden face people that might be at different stage inside of their growth and everything too. And they might see something that they only saw or read about to certain degrees because we've never actually been inside of the energy and remembered it. You may have even learned it, and you've got it to arc it out, calculate it. We've done that, you know, and a lot of people are doing really fucking good, you know, pretty good. As far as sharing it with us to bring those of us up to speed, you know, in time that does not exist. But to bring us up to speed mentally, because, and even physically, the physiology is changing. I've seen a lot of people go through a lot of different, you know, the physical aspects and everything too. And if we're working on everything, you know, like Bruce said, hey, it's a little bit, even, you know, I'm saying that to myself out loud with you right now because I got to buckle in myself. Buckle in. All right. What it does, it brings it to another a higher form of form. A higher form of your form gets better. Your form gets better. Literally. You know? As it's spoken, said that the ruler or, whoever's in charge, if he goes ahead and doesn't get lofty, doesn't get, pop his collar, all in his head, all in her head, and saying, I'm that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm that bitch right now. And we all might be in certain aspects, to ourselves. And other people might put us on that pedestal. And we don't watch our words that come out our mouth, then there might be cause for shame a little bit later. As at the same time, we're talking with the mouth right here, okay? At the same time, because we're still talking about form, at the same time that we have to watch what goes into our mouth, that we don't overeat. And everything, because, again, we're talking about our form. And not only just what we eat, how we eat, by chewing it, down, slow, consciously, with intent to even nourish whatever you're eating. And to say, if you know what it's actually good for, then you go ahead and assist it down to those areas and everything. Not just assist it, but you become the actual, the do, the directing vessel. No, the Ren. Ren is the I'm trying to remember right now. My brain is a little bit foggy. No, do is directing vessel. And the Ren, which means people, are the governing vessel. I had to flip back around. Do is the directing vessel. And the Ren is that of the, I just said it. Governing vessel. I might have to get it down, but you see what I'm saying? Because you have a vessel up, and this is within the body, and this is outside also. That's a governing body, and then you have a directive body. And this is where gotta go right back to the ex-wife. This is where she went from a project manager at a job that held her for 8 years, Medtronics. Okay? She went from a project manager, but she had all kinds of experience, and they were pissed off and everything too. She did get passed over a lot of bit, but I guess whatever clique she was in, she didn't actually get the positions until she got me into possession, is what happened. She didn't actually get the position, and she got the position literally when we're going over to Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, which Linda had the card and everything, you know what I'm saying? Ohio, to have the wake for me mama, whose body we didn't even have. And so she has the interview over the phone in the hotel that we got. And lo and behold, it was like logic and everything, because she did work up underneath a lot of the people, or work with a lot of the people that Alberto, who was her boss at Establishment Labs, had conversed or worked with back in the day. you know? And so it was a sync. So they just had to get familiarized with that, with each other, and then it was on and cracking. It was on and cracking. And then she went from a program manager, taking notes, taking and reporting directly into the vice president of fucking Medtronics. All right? There's a lot of stuff that I was trying to share with her then too. She just didn't listen. And so she goes ahead and she takes a job to a global director. To a global director. In the field, to where it's so ironic. She had a double mastectomy, a blotched fucking implant job, but yet she's working for a breast implant division in Costa Rica. This shit was like, you can't write this shit. I mean, I'm like saying, wow, because everything, see, I'm seeing everything. Even when we went down to Costa Rica, the city that we went to, Eshao, is a city of witches and shit. You know, I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing every single thing. And I'm telling them about it. And see, they still think that, or don't believe the story that I started out with this here with, of how Anne, the first wife, my ancestors was whipping her motherfucking ass and did not want me to have sex with her. They wanted me to go ahead and be, what's that, what is that movie? Get Out? Get Out? They gave me a motherfucking Get Out. And I did not fucking grasp it at the time. I did not grasp it. But you can ask her. You can ask her what that experience was like. Okay? Ask her what that experience is like. Because she'll never forget it. She will never, ever, ever forget it. Okay, so I'm saying this right here because it's really like a drive-in fucking theater, you know what I mean? Drive-in theater. And the next, the banner, you know, they present whatever it is, you know, part 17 of part 23 of part 17, the movie, right? And it says coming to a theater near you.